Okay, please carry on. No problem. Carry on.
Sweta madam?
Yes.
Shall we start the session?
Yes. A very good morning to all. I welcome you all to this fifth day of 5-day faculty development program on organizational behavior. Today we have two technical sessions, one on decision making and the other on team building and interpersonal relations. The post lunch we have examination scheduled at 2 o'clock. It will be for half an hour, 30 minutes, and the questions will be 25 multiple choice questions. And after 2:30, we'll be having valedictory session. So the first session is on decision making by Professor R. Nageshwar Rao Garu. Before I hand over the session to Sir, a brief introduction about Nageshwar. Dr. Nageshwar Garu in the family in the year 1960s and from Kham district. He is complete product of Osmania University, and after MBA, he has joined at Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mumbai, and later he joined Osmania University in the year 1989. He also has an international academic presence with the capacity of professor and specific project director in various countries, which predominantly include associate professor in Sharjah University College, United Arab Emirates, director business management, College of Administrative Sciences, Sultanate of Oman, visiting faculty in College of Business Administration, Colombo, Sri Lanka, visiting faculty, University of Luton, United Kingdom, invited by Minister of Charity, Government of Hong Kong, delivered a keynote speech in Pechiang University, Taiwan, Institute of Technology, Bangkok, delivered a keynote speech in the University, delivered a keynote address higher education in California Business School at Alliant International University, and they speak on banks at Hanoi University, Vietnam. He made several presentations at IIT, published 42 national and international articles, authored 6 books, and distance education is smart in the successfully supervised 80 PhDs and 4 MPhil degrees. Of examination, chairman board of these, structure, audit, and faculty of Presently, Dr. Rao Usmania as Department of Business Management Director of Usmania University. Dr. Rao is a year 15 for the 2018. It's a privilege here today.
Madam, network is very poor, ma'am. I'm not able to listen anything actually. I don't know whether my voice is audible to you or not. At least one participant, I think Suranaran sir, kindly you respond. Is it my voice is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
But your voice
Yes,
is
sir.
70% is not audible, ma'am.
Oh, yes, sir.
Maybe the poor network at your end. Suranaran garu, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Is it my voice is audible, Suranaran sir, to you?
Very much. Very much. Very much. Very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Otherwise, I'll change the network. No, you kindly unmute yourself, Surnan sir. Kindly unmute. Surnan sir, please unmute yourself.
for 2 minutes, sir. I'll give a brief introduction. 1 second. 2 minutes, sir.
Shall I start? Yeah, please.
Wait for 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Ravanna.
Wait for 2 minutes.
No problem. Kindly correct it. Absolutely no problem. Kindly correct it.
Okay, sir. అసలు అవును సార్. ఏ సిస్టమ్లో చేయండి సార్ ఆ సిస్టమ్ బట్ సిగ్నల్ ఇందులో లేదు సార్ అది క్లియర్ అక్కడ కూడా అనిపించింది సార్. Am I audible, sir? Sorry,
Yes, madam.
sir, due
you're
to
audible. Yeah, no problem. No issue. Please carry on, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to all. Due to technical issues, I would like to announce the schedule again today. A very good morning. I welcome you all to this 5th day of Faculty Development Program on Organizational Behavior. Today we have 2 technical sessions, one on decision making and the other on team building and interpersonal relations. Then post lunch we have examination scheduled for half an hour. You'll be having 25 questions, multiple choice questions, and it is from 2 to 2:30. Then we'll be having the valedictory session. The first session is on decision making by Professor Nageshwar Rao Garu. Before I hand over the session to sir, a brief introduction about sir. Dr. Ramala Nageshwar Rao Garu was born in agricultural family in the year 1963 and hails from Khammam district. He is complete product of Spania University. After MBA, he joined at Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mumbai, and later he joined Osmania University as assistant professor in the year 1989. He also has an international academic presence at the capacity of professor and specific project director in various countries, which predominantly include Associate Professor in Sharjah University College, United Arab Emirates, Director Business Management, College of Administrative Sciences, Sultanate of Oman, visiting faculty in College of Business Administration, Colombo, Sri Lanka, and also visiting faculty in University of Luton, United Kingdom, invited by Ministry of HRD, Government of Hong Kong, delivered a keynote speech in Zhejiang University, Taiwan, visited Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok, delivered a keynote speech at Lincoln University, Malaysia, delivered a keynote address on higher education in California Business School at Alliant International University, USA, and delivered a speech on banking sector at Hanoi University, Vietnam. He made several paper presentations at IITs,
published 42 national and international articles, authored 6 books for Center for Distance Education, Osmania University, and 2 books in the area of finance. He successfully supervised 18 PhDs and 4 MPhil degrees. He served Osmania University at various capacities, which include Director, Directorate of Admissions, Controller of Examinations, Chairman, Board of Studies, Director, Infrastructure, Director, Academic Audit, OSD to Vice Chancellor, and Dean, Faculty of Management. Presently, Dr. Rao serving Osmania University as Head, Department of Business Management, and Director, IQSC, Osmania University. Dr. Nageshwar Rao is also a recipient of Bharat Gaurav Award at national level for the year 2016 and also a recipient of Dronacharya Award for the year 2018. Sir, it's our privilege to hear you today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shweta. Hope you are Shweta, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Very good morning to you. First of all, today my respected participants, because really they are bread and butter for me. That's what I'm trying to do, a little buttering. Unless I have a blessings from you, my lecture will not go on. This is another comment of the decision making actually, right? So my credit goes to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. C.H. Gopala Reddy Garu, former Registrar of Osmania University. I worked in his cabinet for a longer time, and he took a decision to include, not to leave Nageshwar Rao something or the other. So that is one of the part of the management. And I'm very happy to see my guru, Alamuri Suryanarayan Garu, popular known as ASN. Good morning, ASN, sir. And the Registrar, MG University, Vishnu Dev, and the Director of the FDP, Madam Sri Lakshmi, and the Coordinator of this FDP, Aluval Ravi. Ladies and gentlemen, if I'm missing anybody, kindly excuse me. And all the faculty members of Department of Business Management and Commerce, MG University, and all the participants from various institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, present media, good morning to you. So, Surinan sir is not listening. I think he's logged in, but not. One or two participants, the actual topic is a decision making issues and challenges. I think definitely there are certain issues and there are challenges, and this topic without my consent, coordinator of the program or the director of the program, they kept it, and this is what the decision making they have done. For them, I am so thankful for the confidence they are resting on me, that Nageshwar Rao can deliver some goods on the decision making. And active participants, this is the first point in the decision making. Please remember, active participation is very important, my dear friends. In that active participation, and I don't want to just push out whatever I know, which is not correct. What actually you mean by decision making? Question to you, number one. Number two, what actually you're expecting from me? Even now, I can go for re-engineering, no doubt about it. Right? I have done some engineering, and your expectations are different. Within no time, I can go even for re-engineering. I think one person has to. Padmakala, is it audible to my voice to you, Padmakala, or Lakshmi Prabha, or Nehora? Any one person?
Very much
Good morning,
audible.
sir.
Very much audible, clear. Crystal.
Audible,
Yes,
sir.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Audible.
Yeah. I want one gentleman and one madam. First of all, let me say Happy Bathukamma Festival, which we are celebrating in Osmania University in a larger scale. And I am also came to know that yesterday, Madam Governor has visited MG University to inaugurate Mahatma Gandhi statue. Very happy. So I want one gentleman and one lady, and basically what do you mean by decision making, and what is the complexities involving into it? One point, therefore I can set up my mind to go for the lecture. Yes, Mara Venkat Ramana.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning,
I'm
Maram.
happy. If every time you ask me one question, then sir, is nothing but selecting the best alternative among those alternatives. Whatever the
Okay.
solutions that we are having, the best solution that we are taking from that we used to call generally. That's my
This
perception,
is
sir.
what Dr. Maram, when you have an alternatives,
Yes,
but
yes,
sometimes
yes,
it
sir.
will also happens to you, Maram. Listen carefully. It is something like that. When you have an alternatives, definitely you have to choose the best alternative. No doubt in that one. But when there are no alternatives, only one is there, and whether you have to implement or not implement, that is a big question actually. And my
Yes,
request go
sir.
to Suryanan sir. Please respond, Suryanan sir. Generally, what is the complexities involved in the decision making? Because you are the HR person, you taught many. Yeah, please, because you are my guru. Proudly say that you are my.
No, honor,
Yes.
doing babysitting. Okay. It is the
Uh,
rationality. We think we are 100% rational and logical in the thinking, but
Mm,
there is always going to be a bounded rationality concept which creeps in. We are
mm,
always bounded by certain limits and limitations. That
mm,
is the big question. How to overcome that? And we presume that we have got full information, complete information. 100%
mm,
information is never ever possible.
mm,
So, how to acquire that? And then, because when you say choosing the
mm,
best alternative, when you find yourself in a Hobson's choice, what is Hobson's choice? When there is no choice. When there are alternatives, then only decision making comes into the picture. When you don't have an alternative, you have to have only that particular one that you have to zero in on to. So
Excellent,
this is what
Sir.
the
I
question.
got one answer because to have an ice breaking kind of thing today, the participants, how many participants are not? It is displaying here now, and I have a one doubt, generally funny doubt. Sunan sir, to perform a person or a lady or gent, whoever it may be, their marriage, how much time it is going to take? How many days it is going to take the process? Please answer, Sunan sir.
You mean the rituals associated with marriage, or
Including only with marriage. That means marriage proposal. Generally, how many months it will take? That depends actually. 3 months or 6 months, and looking each
yeah,
other and making for the formalities of the dowry, etc.,
yeah, yeah,
etc.,
yeah.
etc. It is taken. This is the one that depends on 3 months or 1 month. If it's a love affair, it is going to take several years, or maybe sometimes one-sided the love, whatever it may be. This is very clear. And to put the three knots, how much time it is going to take? Sunan sir, మర్చిపోయినారా?
I'm multitasking.
Keeping him to
No,
think.
only madam. Please, multitasking says there are several reasons, Sunan sir, which I don't
I
want to
got married in
that kind of
1982.
complexities. It takes
Ah,
less than
40 years,
less than 1
4 decades
month.
over.
No problem. Even 40 years or 60 years, and let us not forget about it, it's take less than 1. But what is the
Yes.
implication of that three knots, which is taking a less than a minute over the lifetime? Other than Sunan sir, please respond. The complexity of our decision making, put in three knots, and which has taken less than a minute, right? The implication. That's what, my dear friends, everybody knows the answer, no need to come out. And the implication of the decision making, particularly finance. The reason could be very reason that, and in any area, because there are HR people are participating, marketing people are participating, people, engineers, doctors, etc., maybe in this one. And here what is happening, my dear friends, the implication is there in almost all the functional areas, no doubt. But because I belongs to the area of the finance, I look into the area of the finance. Once you fail in your decision making, particularly financially, it is more or less not possible to rectify your mistake over a life period. Several examples I can give it to you. Do you think that Satyam Computers chief, which was a proud company to the state of Andhra Pradesh, India, and the world also, the company, failed company, do you think that Satyam Ramalingarasu can be believed by the capital markets one more time? Never. And for that matter, People believe in the banks, they invest in the banks. The decision making of the banker, like a Krushi Bank Venkateshwara Rao, for that bank, Prudential Bank, for that bank, Charminar Bank. Why our best friend Vijay Mallya, right? Is a decision making process actually. The complication of the decision making is you are creating your own room in negative way. In that negative way, I don't think you will be believed by either capital markets or money markets. Today, Satyam Ramalingaras Garu, if he wants to create a new company under his chairmanship or in his able leadership, I think it's very difficult to get a belief from the capital market people, right? That is what the capital markets, the seriality of the decision making actually. You fail somewhere, there is a chance to recover. But once you fail financially, nobody is going to believe you. That is what the decision making and my like the person who taught me finance, Professor Brajkishore Garu, no more his way, and he used to say one important thing, like the decision making related to the finance is very important. For example, I'll tell you, if you want to invest in a company, you look at the profit and loss of a company. Because we are MBA students or MBA faculty, we look at the EPS, we may be looking at the price earnings, that's one. Then we'll make the decision, right? And here, and another funny example I used to give, the decision making towards the finance is very important. If you are financially successful, and you will be respected in the society. Why society? Your wife will respect you or your husband will respect you if you are financially sound. And your children will respect you. Your friends will respect you. The entire community will respect you. That is the implication of the decision making related to the various, particularly towards the finance. So this is the various, my dear friends, complications which are involving in the organizations, especially. Now, what I'm trying to say, anybody is having an idea, decision-making process, there is a actually beautiful PPT is there, but I'm not able to look at that PPT, but I can give the description. And one person can answer me, how long eagle ante gadda, eagle is going to survive for how many years? Anybody is having an idea?
Good morning, sir.
Lakshmi, Chappandi?
It could be more than 60 years, sir, as long as it refreshes itself.
Exactly, 60 years. And my question is, yes, it is true, 30 to 60 years, that depends. Some they survive only 30 years, madam. Some they live 60 years. Like that, some companies, immediately they open, they close, they survive for 30 years. And when you look at the going concern concept, the question may be asked to each and everybody, how long a company is going to survive means, even I do not know. Even I do not know. Infinite actually. But how the company is going to survive in the sense, there are the certain things, but each and every variable depends on your decision making process only. So there was an eagle, 30 to 60 years. By 30 years, it became old. The old in the sense, and the rekkalu, the wings became so heavy, right? And its nose becomes so big, it is not able to catch the food, and it's not able to fly properly, right? That's the one. Now there are two chances to the eagle, madam. One is take such a decision and go through a very difficult process. I'm going very slowly. I request listen very carefully, each and everybody. This is a great opportunity. You did not get the opportunity that of what Nagesha is teaching. In fact, I got the opportunity to meet you over online, right? So there are two options: and live the life, die happily, and otherwise take a critical process, right? It has to undergo a critical process of some process, and there it has to do something, right? Then it can survive for 60 years. Now, the eagle, which doesn't want to die, which wants to survive for the next 60 years, right? It went to the very high rock, big mountain, high rock. It sits there actually for 24 hours. Then it started thinking. Thinking in the sense, there are two things. Mainly, it's creating a problem to the eagle. One is heavy wings, right? The second one is the bigger nose, where it's not in a position to catch the food. Then it has shut down. It takes an exercise of the 45 days, madam. 45 days, a rigorous exercise. It doesn't take food, it can survive. And 45 days, it will remove all the feathers of its big wings. For that matter, even from the body also it removes. The next one, it will, like, rock the rock. That means the nose. Therefore, it has to come straight. It will do this exercise very rigorously, concentratively, without having food. And 45 days by sitting on the rock, it will do all these exercises. And it become very young, and it is going to survive for the next 30 years. Total 60 years of the life. And yesterday I was interacting with the GMR, one Lakshmana Murthy, and he said, why can't we have some new proposals to do the innovation after the retirement? I said, what kind of innovation I can do? Because I'm already reaching 60, another 2 to 3 years, right? What can I do? Then he said, Naishwara Garu, the exact life is going to start at the 60. For that, the best example is my professor, A. Suryanarayan sir. Take this appreciation, Professor A. sir. Right? Exactly your life. Yes, definitely.
Yes,
And your life will start at 60. The real enjoyment will start at 60. The real enjoyment will start at 55. What is the real enjoyment in the sense? That is your decision-making process. Whatever the decisions you have taken, right, in your life, that's what even Suryanarayan says, that don't accept the challenge from anybody. Don't accept the challenge from anybody. Then how can I grow without accepting the challenge from anybody? And this also credit also goes to my guru. Have a self-challenge. Have a self-challenge. You are the challenge for yourself. You are the problem for yourself. You are the creator for yourself. You are the decision making for yourself. Don't do anything. Don't blame it on Rio. Don't blame it on Rio. There's a movie, right? So that's what you need to have, a self-challenge. That is exactly what is called the decision making process, my dear friends. Fundamental aspect, because I have 5 principles, 7 principles everybody knows about, my dear friends, which I don't want to do it once again and again and again, right? And that's what, to perform a marriage, to put the knots, only 3 knots are sufficient, but the implications for the next how many years we do not know, right? But that implications, that's what today challenges, pros and cons, that's what, right, we are trying to discuss actually. And that challenges, what I'm trying to say, you need to face the challenges. Remember one thing, in the decision making process always, my dear friends, when you have a problem, always you have a solution behind that. When you have a problem, always there is a solution behind that. And don't think that you don't have a solution. And no problem persists in this world. No problem persists in this world without a solution. And you are going to prepare a lock. You are going to prepare a lock. Preparation of the lock, there is no use without the preparation of the key. And the no lock is going to be prepared without key. Is it true or not? Lakshmi madam, is it true or not?
Yes, sir, it is true, sir.
Yes, sir. It is.
Exactly, Dr. Moram, without, that is what your decision-making process. That means indirectly you are trying to prepare a lock, but indirectly you have decided, you have made a decision that definitely you are going to prepare a lock. That is what, in this time, madam, whatever I taught, I will ask a question. I request you to please make a note on a piece of paper, because everything remembering may not be possible actually, right? So that's what always some Ratan Tata, he is a person proud compared to the Indian nation, right? Some innovation done, that's done by Ratan Tata Group actually. And he says always, I do think about before taking the decision. I repeat, Tata says, I do think before taking the decision, no doubt. Don't think that I'm not thinking anything, I'm taking the decision. But after taking the decision, I will put up such a hard work. To see that, to prove that whatever the decision I have taken, it is correct. Whatever the decision I have taken, it is correct. For the convenience of the people, I will repeat one more time, Ratan Tata. I do think about something before taking the decision. Not that I'm not thinking, I'm also thinking. But after taking the decision, I'm so confident, and I work so hard right? Whatever the decision I have taken, I will work hard in such a way that I prove it, my decision is correct. I'll prove it is my. That's what, 1 lakh. When he announced the car that is going to be introduced by the Tatas, Nano, for 1 lakh, 1 lakh, and the entire industry surprised and laughed at, right? And he proved it. 1 lakh is offered the car, right, price. And that is what, my dear friends, always, that's why one fundamental aspect always record in your mind. Don't forget ever time. It is something like that. Challenges you may be facing from various sources, but the best challenge which you can do it is self-challenge. Self-challenge is more challenge than anybody putting a challenge for you. Remember, that is your decision making is going to start. That's why the Reliance founder, who is the Reliance founder? Dhirubhai. Correct. Yes, and he says one thing, my dear friends, always your life quotient is based on your decision making. Life quotient will start actually in the beginning when you birth till die. And he make a one clear statement at one point of time. Even now people are admitting actually and making a lot of sound when you're admitting the candidate, madam. If it is possible, kindly mute, right? And here he says one important word. It is something like that, he says, by birth, if you're born as a poor, right, it is not your mistake. Born as a poor in the sense, either financially or academically or whatever. I am from the agricultural family. We are total 7 members. I'm only the person studied from my house. There's nothing great in it actually, right? And he says, if you born as a poor, that's not at all your mistake. But if you die as a poor, that is your mistake. So right from the birth to death, actually what is involving is a process of decision making. He says he is very particular on this aspect actually, my dear friends. Several examples. That means what is the process from the birth to end in the sense, and your decision making will have an impact on the value creation. Your decision making got a lot of impact on your value creation. Why not? Simple example. I think, don't think that Suryanan sir, I'm disturbing you every time, right? What breakfast you got, Suryanan sir, today?
I had, it is cashew pakodi and cashew.
Pakodi.
I'm not cash rich, but cashew rich today for a change.
Okay,
first time.
That's what. First, I think we should congratulate Suryanan sir. And when we are walking together, people used to say that I am very much senior to Suryanan sir. He retired almost 7 or 8 years back, and still I have another 3 years of service, right? But the people says that, and he is my junior, I am his professor. But the truth is always wrong. So I should appreciate Suryanan sir. At this age also, you are able to have a cashew nuts. Even today, somebody is offering a cashew nuts also. I am not in a position to take. The case with many people, right? Congratulations to you. Friends, what is going to happen? It is a simple decision making you take always. When you go to a hotel, you sit on a bench. Practical example I am giving it to you. The other side, opposite person is eating a stuff like Suryanan sir, puri or dosha. And you are also tempted to eat puri or dosha, right? And the second thing, every day you go to the hotel, server will come. You know that pretty items, what is available in that hotel actually, in that hotel. But still you ask the server. My question is, whatever you want, you ask. Why you want asking the server to repeat all the items? What are they available? Again, he is going to tell the list. Otherwise, he is going to simply the supply in the main menu to you. So you have seen the menu for 10 to 15 minutes, right? Again, server came. And finally, you said, give me a plate of idli. You see, the 5 to 10 minutes, the agony, the process of the decision making, my dear friends, we have been undergone is a tremendous and the significant also. The significant in the sense, you have analyzed the puri oily, dosha also oily, and it is going to affect your cholesterol, etc., etc. So these are the so many things you have been analyzed. Finally, you made a decision, taken puri. Friends, whether you take a dosha or idli or puri doesn't affect much on your career or your life. but still you are very careful in choosing the breakfast even. If that's the case, when you're working for an entity, for a business concern, whether it's a micro or small or medium or large enterprise, right? And how much decision making effort you have to put it, you try to understand actually. మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోండి, right? Doesn't happen today, by tomorrow the cholesterol you may be clear, but still you are very careful in that. Is what in the decision making process you have to be very much careful, otherwise it is going to be fatal error actually. That's what in the, as far as the company is concerned, you see. And there is everybody says that you have to go for a system development life cycle. Unless you do the system life cycle, you cannot take the decision making process. Generally, I think this question too, IIA Mohorotra, are you in the line, ma'am? People logged in but not listening. So my question goes to Lakshmi Prabha. Are you in the line, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi Prabha.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam. Simple question to you. And you got an headache. What process do you adopt actually in the beginning?
Initially, I will take rest for some times.
Next,
Then I will go for a tablet or
paracetamol. Next,
usually.
next.
Then if it not reduces, I will consult the doctor. What could be the problem?
What doctor you consult, madam?
General physician, sir.
Very good. My question is, you got an headache and you have taken your own remedy, taking rest, some tea, then paracetamol tablet, madam. Then you have gone to your family doctor. But headache is something related to the neuro, gada. Neuro. Why can't you directly, without adopting all these things, why can't you visit a neurophysician?
That much analysis we could not do initially.
Initially not required. That's what he meant. You have done analysis, madam. Because you have done analysis only, first you have taken your own remedy. If you did not do any analysis, you thought that maybe I'm getting frequent headache, maybe tumor may be there, some blockage is there, and immediately you are going to visit a neurophysician. When you have been visited a neurophysician, what is going to happen? I'll tell you that neurophysician will think in a different way, not like your family doctor, not like that home remedy, and he will suggest you go for MRI or CT scan brain. And once all the test comes, and he says that finally he has been suggested nothing is there, madam, whenever you are getting a headache, kindly use the paracetamol. He will write one paracetamol tablet to you after spending of 20,000 rupees. You have done decision making process. Not that you have not done the decision, you have done the decision making process, madam. That's what the process starts from the beginning. That's what in the system development life cycle also, that we'll call as a SDLC, system development life cycle, and or SAD, systems analysis and design, or SSAD, structured systems analysis and design, right? In this one, decision making, my dear friends, fundamentally, please remember, identify the problem first of all. If you don't identify the problem, again you are going based on a trial and error basis. So it is something like that. Sometimes in a blog back, I think Surya sir could be careful. I gave the 32-page booklet, and it is going to take another 5 minutes to 10 minutes. This 5 to 10 minutes, the students are going to write their hall ticket number, etc., date of the examination, subject, etc. And I found 1 or 2 students, you see, they are already starting the examination writing. They are already putting the question, they are writing the answer. I told them, I asked a doubt, I have not given the question paper, but you are already starting writing the answers. What is the matter? The strategic reply that they have given is, sir, I never bothered about your question paper, and whatever I know, I am going to write it. Whatever I know, I have studied something. I do not know whether it is going to come in the question paper. If I'm feeling that my tension, this also will go out of my mind. That's what, as a precautionary method, I'm writing the answers. But very much sure, sir, this is related to subject only. Subject only. Friends, here what is going to happen, if you doesn't define a problem, what is going to happen? It is having an impact on certain decision making. It is having an operational impact. That's for one day routine matter, whether you have taken a breakfast, this or that. The next one, it is having an effect on the middle level. But most of the critical decisions, my dear friends, it is going to have a long-term implication. That is the strategic aspects of the company. It is having a long-term impact actually. That long-term impact, it is not going to be. That is what most of the times what is happening. The issue and the challenge of the decision making, we take the decision. I am repeating, listen carefully. We take the decision, but we never take a feedback. We never take a feedback that whatever the decision we have taken, whether it is correct or not. Only you are trying to take the feedback when the company started getting losses, then you are forced to take the feedback. Otherwise, once the company fail and you come to a very much conclusion that whatever the decision I have taken, it is wrong, but there is no room for the rectification to rectify your error. N number of examples. That's what I love the failed management of a company, because they are very rich people. They are very rich in knowledge. At least they can analyze why the company has been failed, right? And successful companies, yes. That's what, when you are not very clear about your decision making, friends, what is going to happen? Listen carefully, and it is going to be a impact, long-term impact. When there is a long-term impact, it is not possible to rectify. That's what the fundamental aspects. Do engineering, please write, do engineering. If you feel that that is sufficient, do it. And if you feel that that is not sufficient, you go for re-engineering. That means you do one more time, verify one more time. That means your decision making process consisting of 5 steps or 6 steps, my dear friends. Again, you try to re-verify them. Absolutely no problem. If you feel that re-engineering also is not sufficient, go for reverse engineering. Go for reverse engineering. Definitely you can see that, that is going to help you in a larger way. It is something like that again, because one type lecture always in the serious lecture may not be, because generally I don't laugh. Even before my wife also, thoda serious face rehta mera ko. But yesterday, TP Fresh, because today lecture is there, I want to dress myself, including my face and hair. I went to the hair cutting salon, right? So I sat on the chair. That fellow came, sir, what kind of cutting I have to do? I got little annoyed. What cutting you will do it to me? 75%, even more than that, bald head, right? What cutting you are going to do? Then I asked the same question to him. Sir, he said, sir, this is a very critical situation. Generally, people who got a full hair, they are not very particular, sir, about the cutting. They just leave their head to us. But generally, we are getting a problem with the bald head people, and they give a lot of directions to us. Do this way, do that way. Don't remove here, don't remove there. You remove here only. Complexity, actually, sir. The problem with the bald head people only. Just I laughed at, no, I will not create any such problems to you, because 75% hair is not there. If it is possible, you try to give the 75% discount to me. 75%, if not 75%, 50% discount you give it to me. He laughed, sir. Doing a cutting to the bald head people is more than, much more difficult than the normal people. I think better you have to give me more than the normal people. Then I shutted my mouth. Looks like he's going to charge more. Friends, why I'm trying to say all these things in the sense, you see, one thing has to be, all decision-making process involving finance. All decision-making process involves selection of human resource. All decision-making process is selection of the channels of the marketing. And all decision-making process, it is going to define the process of your production, right? And all your decision-making process, not only internal elements, it is having an impact on the external elements also. Internal elements, I think more or less we can control, right? But that is also difficult actually, because of trade unions, because of the parties, individualism, and the information dissemination unnecessarily. Internal problems are there. They are also the decision-making process, but you need to understand and control. But where the variables you see, you cannot control, they are the external factors. Abba. You have to be very careful when you're making such. That's what you say. And wherever I go to a particular lecture, particularly in this area of the decision making, friends, I have a very strong belief in block diagram of a computer. Block diagram of a computer. I think, friends, any idea? Anybody? Shweta, can you tell me what is a block diagram of a computer, please?
Input, process, output. Sir.
Exactly, you are correct. So kindly mute. So here what I meant to say, yes, it is an input, process and output, and your decision making process is the result is the output, definitely. But what is going to happen? We neglect the inputs selection, friends. We neglect and we have selected wrong inputs. Is it possible to get a correct output, which is your target of the decision making? No. Sometimes you have selected such inputs which are very much validated, which are correct inputs, but what are the process that you have undertaken? Either it can be technology, right, BPR, or whatever the process that you have mission or manpower, includes everything. This is the process. You have an excellent machinery, but wrong people. You have a good people, but the wrong machinery. You have an excellent human resource, but the technology is not correct what you're employing actually, right? You see. And for a small baby of 6 months old, and you will give only milk and little bit of feeding of that one. We can't give directly the chicken 65 to the 6 months old baby, right? And person who is on the deathbed also, again will put the same thing of the 6 months baby what we are feeding. Also the same thing we are going to feed him. And at that stage also we cannot feed the chicken 65 to that old person who is going to die, thinking that he will recover, or thinking that chicken 65 to the 6 months old baby, what lances you are going to eat chicken 65, therefore you will become the stronger. Rather in both the cases they die, right? Organization culture also, my dear friends, please remember. And process is the important actually. The decision making process, you have a right inputs, your process is not correct. Why your process is not correct? In the sense, you have an excellent human resource, but the process defined is not correct. Process defined is correct, but you don't have a correct human resource. And both you have, technology is not correct. That is what we try to always in the decision making, my dear friends. In 3 angles, please write, in 3 angles, you have to conduct a feasibility study. That too after identifying the problem. Sometimes you see, that's what I told you, without giving the question paper, also student writing. That means he did not identify the problem, but he is going for a solution. Most of us also, we don't focus on the problem, but we will go for the solution. How best it is going to correct, you tell me. You have problem is not very clear to you. This is the fundamental aspect in the decision making, my dear friends, right? Without the clarity of the problem, I request you not to go for analysis of the problem. You analyze the problem, try to understand the problem. Without understanding the problem, don't go for a solution. Don't go for a solution. This is the very fundamental aspect, right? In that fundamental aspect, when you're analyzing the problem, you see, it is consisting of 3 areas which you need to identify. That is called the feasibility approach. What is that? It is called as a feasibility approach. The feasibility approach, it is something like the economic feasibility. Whether the decision what you are going to take, is it economically possible or not? Right? I take a decision. That's what in the decision making, the most important thing, the fundamental aspect, it is something like that. You have to do your job. You have to excel yourself. You have to satisfy everybody, but with limited resources or available resources. And you cannot you cannot demand an extensive resources. If extensive resources are not there, why you? I will also do it. I will also do it. That is what, my dear friends, the simple examination. I think our Surna sir also will cook sometimes, you see. So I cooked and Surna sir also cooked. The ingredients are same, the stuff is same, environment is same, vessels are same, stove is same, room is same. But the stuff what has been cooked is more tastier than what Nageshwar is cooked actually. Process. That's what, first you need to concentrate on the economic feasibility. That is called, my dear friends, it's a cost benefit analysis. Yes, initially, any research in innovation, cost definitely is going to be more. Benefit you don't get immediately. But how long you are going to get this benefit? You need to clarify yourself, project life, to generate the profit. When you are going to get the angel of incidents, such a situation, break-even point, when you are going to get it. So anything over and about the break-even point is that is what you have to decide. The next one, yes, economically it is viable, no doubt about it, but there's a problems in the operations. I'll tell you, my dear friends, here earlier we have a representative company in Andhra Pradesh and it's not working properly, Alvin. Then it has been privatized to the Tatas, Voltas. And as soon as it is privatizing the Tata Voltas, they have not terminated any person, right? Working conditions are much better. They are offering incentives. Now it is turned into a profitable company. Profitable company. What is the decision making earlier? What is happening? What is happening now? Right? And all the private airlines, more or less, with some loss, they are doing very well. Why Air India is not doing? Why should we sell to Tatas? And the companies which are government is giving freedom, why the process of the failing of the government sector, why the privatization has to take place. So these are all the operational problems, my dear friends. In your decision making process, some problem is there. It is an operational process problem actually, right? So that is what, and I want to take I want to escape the work under the process of covid shelter. I don't want to go to the office, I don't want to do it. That means COVID is not only for you. People are working in the bank and financial sector is also there. Stock market is also there. Police is also there. Then are they not human beings? That is what your operational problems always you see. And by birth, road transport corporations are under loss, right? Government has taken so many measures, they have so many decisions, but they cannot go for privatization because of various conditions. This is what where the wrong is going. Why our output is not correct in the sense because of the feasibility analysis. First one is economic feasibility, the next one is operational feasibility, and the third one is definitely the technical feasibility. Once you are able to study these feasibilities correctly, I don't think your decision making process will go wrong. Even it's go wrong with a minimum percentage, that minimum percentage also sometimes error will occur. Friends, you remember, error will not occur means error also will occur. Why the error is going to occur? In the sense, for your betterment only, the error is going to occur. This is what which you have to be very careful. And it is already 11 o'clock. I'll give a 5 minutes break. 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Yes, madam. I'm back after giving 3 to 4 minutes of the break again. So we are continuing with the feasibility study, but please understand this is very important, the feasibility study. I'll give a funny example. And a person having some problem, he went to a doctor. So generally, doctor will try to identify what is the problem. If it is not possible for him to identify, he will refer to the diagnostic center with certain tests. So he has written so many different tests, and this fellow spent a lot of money. He must have disposed of some land also for the test itself, right? And he came with all the reports. Still, doctor did not understand what the problem prevailing with this patient. Suppose, friends, this question goes to Dr. Maram. You are a doctor. You did not understand. You send that person to a diagnostic center. So many tests. The test came back. But by looking at the tests, you are not somewhat you are clear, but you are not 100% clear. Then what you are going to do, Dr. Maram? Can I put this question to Shweta? Are you in the line?
Yes, sir.
Did you listen my question?
If I'm a doctor and if I'm not clear about the diagnosis of the patient,
What you are going to do?
further investigations.
No further investigations. You have done everything.
Trial and error treatment, sir.
Exactly. Then immediately the doctor will go for trial and error. And he has written 10 different medicines to the patient. This poor patient has purchased all the medicines, went back to his home, used all the medicines. Disease is cured. But somewhat lot of weakness is prevailing. He came back to the doctor while thanking him. Doctor, I'm so happy my disease has been cured. Then doctor putting a question to the patient, Mr. Patient, I have written 10 different medicines to you. Out of 10 different medicines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, which serial medicine you found it is useful to you? Which serial medicine you found it is useful to you? He said, sir, serial number 4th medicine, whenever I'm using that tablet, I'm feeling okay. Immediately the doctor has written, I think for this disease, the serial number 4th medicine is suitable to him. Trial and error method. My fundamental question in your decision making, yes, you have done your decision making based on the trial and error basis, no doubt about it. And one is suitable to the patient, but what is going to happen to the remaining 9 medicines side effect? These are the, my dear friends, issues and challenges in the decision making process actually. Various issues, that's what you're trying to confine to, what are the issues and what are the challenges. These are the issues. Issues never arise from external source. The issues arises from your decision making process. Only the issues are going to arise, right? It's not going to arise from somewhere. The issues are, the challenges I told you, challenge also, it won't come from anywhere because you have done certain process is not correct, that will reflect in any way, and you have to take it as a challenge. I have certain variables for the challenge. If you're interested, you can write also. The first challenge for the decision making, technically speaking, now I'm trying to enter into the little bit of the subject actually, right? And the first challenge of any decision making process, my dear friends, remember, it is information overload. Information overload. Can anybody throw, only one person can you throw what actually you mean by information is okay? Information is okay. Whatever the data you have been processed, that is called information, no doubt. That is what the PhD students, introduction, literature review, research methodology, data analysis, right? And findings, conclusions, and suggestions. That's what, in this process, what is going to happen? The researcher has been very confused about your decision making to how to conclude or what kind of suggestion he has to make. Yes, thoroughly confused on his decision making, what kind of suggestion he has to make. That is could be the challenge is information overload. Anybody is having an idea about what is information overload? Please participate, my dear friends. This is the faculty development program, not a student development program. I am also like you only. Information is already available, but the information is overload. Abba. పార్టిసిపేషన్ తక్కువే ఉన్నది. Okay, so here the information overload in the sense you see, and you require something and you have given something, then your decision making goes wrong. For example, you see this is also example given by somebody else, and you are giving a 1,000 rupees pocket money for your child, and you thought that because you are becoming rich, you are very rich, like other children, why should I give 1,000 rupees pocket money to my child? And you started giving 5,000 rupees. When you are giving 1,000 rupees, your child is very regular to the class, right? But when the money is overflow, that is 5,000 rupees, he stopped going to the colleges, he developed some other habits. Friends, what is going to happen in the information overload? Because of the IT you have, information technology, it is in hands-on, it is available. It's something like a WhatsApp. You have been given WhatsApp, and I think you found 10 messages, and you have opened that 10 messages. Out of the 10 messages, 3 already you have seen, repeated one more time. And out of the remaining 7, 3 already you know, again repeated. That out of remaining 4, you found it is an irrelevant. So after opening of the 10 messages of the like a WhatsApp, I think instead of your decision making, you are happy, and you become so unhappy because 3 already you have seen, and 3 are irrelevant to you, right? And the rest you know, or it's not relevant to you at all. That is what in the decision making, the first challenge you have to see, how much information you have to create. To that extent only you have to create. Once you create an overloaded information, I think that is going to have a wrong implications. This is the first challenge you try to have it. And the next one, this is also going to lead in the next step. And what you have to do, the information overload in the sense that information you have to cut down. You should be in a position to identify what kind of information is sufficient for you or required for you. That required information only you have to take. Otherwise, what is going to happen in the critical success variables, దాన్ని మనం CSF అని అంటాం actually in the decision making. CSF, critical successful factors. That critical success factors only you try to use it. If you fail to identify the critical success factors, what is going to happen, my dear friends? Unnecessary, so many elements are going to enter into the process of decision making. Finally, they ruin your decision making process. This is the first and foremost. The second thing, in the decision making process, 2 things will appear. That is what issues and challenges like pros and cons. Pros and cons in the sense, positive things will appear, and also something like that, misdeeds also appear actually. Here, what is going to happen? Positive, always positive. You are going to be very happy. You are going to be very happy. But you fail to identify, or you don't want to touch the bad things or the limited things which are not cooperating to your decision making or happen. That is very much a danger anamata. That means you have to identify 2 things. Positive anyway you have identified, but you are not interested to identify the negative things. Friends, leave the positive. The reason I tell you, positive is always positive. It will contribute to you, but you need to explore the seriousness on such key aspects which are contributing negative. That's what you try to identify. The example which I have given, 1,000 pocket money you are giving the child. Yes, certain positive things are happened, and started giving 5,000 rupees to him, thinking that the love and affection of your child. Then the negative things are happened actually. Then you need to identify the pros and cons. Not necessary that you have to identify the good things, but the bad things you try to implement. The next one is that impulsiveness. This is the one important thing you have to be very careful about. Impulsiveness. I think Sunan Garu, what is the meaning of impulsiveness generally? Professor Garu.
Impersonally, you should be detached from the situation. Objective. That is going to be not
no obligations,
not biased.
no obligations, no bias, Abba. No bias.
No prejudice, no bias.
Bias.
That's
Actually, when you are decision making, if at all you want to prove yourself, you need to work without bias, without prayer commitment. I become like, and before Surana sir become head of the department, he promised many things. But once he become the HOD or the dean or the chairman board of studies, and whatever he promised before that, those things he cannot do. It is not possible for him to do it, right? In the process, what happens, my dear friends, one concept in the psychological aspect which is going to happen to you, it is stress, Abba. Stress is going to happen, Abba, right? In your decision making, and you're working on the decision making, like, today I'm telling you, compare 50 years back life, 100 years back life, how our parents are lived happily 100 years. In this, but you have developed an information technology. Why you have developed information technology? Only objective behind is, I no need to work, I can take a rest, right? Whatever the technology I have developed, it is going to work for me. But that is not the case today, my dear friends. And you have developing a technology, high technology, high-end technology, end-to-end encryption or description, whatever you are trying to do, but your stress is more day by day. That means kindly think about somewhere there is a wrong in your decision making. Then that's what when you go to I come to a dentist doctor, and after removing the tooth, he has given me one excellent toothpaste, right? Very expensive toothpaste, and excellent brush he has given. But all the facts you remember, gentlemen, you ask any dentist of your friend who can disclose the information fairly. No dentist use the brush, no dentist use the paste. All they use neem stick. వేపపుల్ల అని ఉంటారు కదా, 2 times అది వాళ్ళు చేస్తారు. మనకి మాత్రం పేస్ట్లు, బ్రష్లు, గాగ్లింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది సమ్ లిక్విడ్ అవన్నీ మనకి ఇస్తారు అన్నమాట. Because we do not know the fact. That is what actually happened to me. So the stress is going to be next, objectivity. And when you're taking a decision, you see so many variables are going to interact with you. And which variable you have to be considered for your decision making, kindly focus on that one. Otherwise, if you don't, it is something like that, I think one son has secured an engineering seat in a college, and he warned his parent. He gave a warning to the father, telling that unless you buy a bike of 2 lakhs, I will not go to the classes. That is up to you. So father took a loan and purchased a bike of 2 lakhs. He has taken a decision to buy, and here so many other variables are already admitted by him without his notice or forcibly. So he started driving the bike. But once you have a bike, Swarnan sir, you should have a girlfriend also. Without girlfriend, 2 lakhs bike is waste actually, right? He selected a girlfriend. Every day that fellow will go to her house, pick that girlfriend, go to the college, and that girl will go to the class. This fellow will not go to the class. Outside he will chat with the friends, and again in the evening, by the time the class over, again he will drop that girl back to the house safely, like a driver. Driver also will not do this much work. The end result is this fellow suffered with 11 backlogs, because that is the maximum backlogs one candidate should have in engineering. And this girl came out with a distinction, right? Again, this fellow, like a driver, he dropped her at the airport because she is going to United States of America for higher studies. And this fellow rest with the same 11 backlogs. Where the mistake is happened, either with the candidates or with the bike or with the parent. These are the unnecessary variables are going to impact in your decision making, friends. And when you are going to finances, decision making, whether you have to go for 100% equity or 100% debt, or a combination of the equity and the debt, either you have to mobilize the funds from the capital markets or not, or if the funds are sufficient, is it better to mobilize the funds from your friends or relatives? What is the leverage, right? What is the NPV of the project? What is the IRR of the project, whether the return is greater than the cost of capital or not. These are the various technical, points. Definitely, I'm going to advocate. All these points are challenges, definitely, which are going to have. Another one is, this is the final one challenge, my dear friends. Confidence is required. Confidence is required, but not overconfidence. That overconfidence is going to fail you like anything on your decision making. Reduce to the ground level. That's what, when you're looking at the Japanese style of management and you study the Japanese style of management, generally in our country, decision will be taken by the top management. Then there's a lot of restriction from the operational level. ఎప్పుడు కూడా లో లెవెల్ అనుకోండి. మనం ఆర్గనైజ్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఏంటంటే లో లెవెల్, మిడిల్ లెవెల్, టాప్ లెవెల్. లో లెవెల్ లేదు ఎక్కడ కూడా. And don't use that term. It's an operational level. There is a resistance from the operational level. Ultimately, the top management withdraw the decision. They worked some time. There is a cost for that one. They have implemented for some time. There is a restriction from the operational level, and then they found that this is not feasible to implement. Then they have withdrawn. What is the cost of the time? Price of the time? Price of the variables? Investment, etc. That is what. But in case of Japanese style of management, because they look at who are the people involving directly into the actual work, that is operational level. They take the feedback from them. They take the SRS. SRS stands system requirement analysis. They required, right? Or system requirement specifications, SRS. They will take SRA or SRS, right? Then they float it to the various parties. They invite the suggestions. Then they make the rule. Once they make the rule, under any circumstances, they don't withdraw the rule. But it's not happening like this here. The final point, this is the challenge. There are so many challenges, but which are not necessary to discuss before you, because you are not the students, you are the faculty. And issues also, you please write. 3-4 issues are there. These are the challenges. Issues are actually understanding the environment properly. Understand the changing environment properly. Understand the changing environment properly, right? So understand the changing environment in the proper. I think for that one, I think my best guru is the Swarnarani sir, is the best example actually. When 25 years of old, yes, you have certain positive and certain things. And when you are reaching 35, certain things will go out, certain things will come back, come to you. And what are the certain things which are going outside, happily you have to say goodbye to them. And what are the new things are coming, you should welcome them. At the age of 50, again certain things will go out from your body or your mind, and then new things will come. Again, for the things which are going, you should not feel bad, you should not feel pain. Say tata to them, right? And what are the new things are coming, you try to welcome them. In the product life cycle or system development life cycle, in the decision making process, my dear friends, if you don't understand the changing circumstances very clearly, then your decision making is wrong about issues. That's what I can say. And if I'm able to do my lecture well today, right? And if I'm getting appreciation from my participants, if I'm getting appreciation from various segments, I am very handsome before you, even though I am suffering from bald head. Bald head, you never look at my bald head. You will look at only my lecture and the knowledge. That is what the circumstance and change which you need to. That means any decision making, and you have to have what kind of circumstances you are facing. That's very important. This is the first one you have to. And the next one is that, first of all, if it is possible, we are talking about the customer satisfaction, that is okay. And there is no need to argue. And even you say that questions, everybody says customer sat. Is it possible for you to confuse your customer? Is it possible for you to confuse your customer? Make an issue. And from that issue, the better inputs will come to you. Always confuse your children, then they start thinking about it. And from that, the best inputs are going to come out. This is the one. And always don't continue with the same path. You try to search for different paths. That's what we have a technical speaking and CPM, critical path method, right? Part and CPM, program evaluation and review and technique, and critical path method. Why we need to adapt in the sense, and within shortest possible time, is it able to generate the desired output or not? That is what differentiate your business always. That's what the Tatas are able to survive in the market. Reliance is able to survive in the market due to heavy competition, right? Even today, paper and the Reliance is in the top 10 members in the billionaires of the India, and is a total net worth is $87 billion. That means he can buy 3 to 4 states straight away from India, right? He can buy a small country, right? So that is what always you try to differentiate. Finally, the issue, my dear friends, this is a very complicated issue. This IT is creating a lot of problem. That is what extent you need to employ the IT tools. What extent you need to employ the IT tools is the greatest job for you, my dear friends. That's all from my desk. Thank you very much indeed. And I open for some questions. Thank you.
Participants, if you have any questions, please.
No questions, but I want to add just one sentence. Professor Nageswara has given a beautiful analogy. Don't look at my bald head. Something analogous to, let me give you one more analogy. Don't look at the size of the fighting dog. Look at the size of the fight in the dog. So that's how it is. Beautiful.
Sir, just for 1 minute, I'll tell you the success of the decision making always comes from your courage. I'll tell you 100 lines, 100 lines, and lead by a goat. 100 lions lead by a goat may lose the game, where one lion is leading 100 goats. One lion leading 100 goats, they may win the game against 100 lions leading a goat.
That's well said, well said, well said.
That is what in the always decision making, be courageous, my dear friends. That's what I'm trying to say. Analyze carefully before you take the decision, but somewhat you have taken, but you work very hard. Please prove that whatever the decision you have taken, it is correct. Once you're withdrawing the decisions, that will become habit actually. Don't withdraw the decision quite frequently. Once you're withdrawing the decisions quite frequently, that lead to failure of the organization actually. Right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye now. So thank you, Shweta, for inviting
Any more
me.
queries, participants?
Thank you, Alwal Ravi, and also in greatness to Sri Lakshmi Madam, Registrar, and Vice Chancellor for approving my lecture to give talk today. And 12 o'clock I have another meeting, so kindly permit me to leave.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for making us realize the significance of decision making in the day-to-day personal life and also work life. We really enjoyed your lecture, which is bundled with examples to understand the concepts, issues, and challenges of decision making from core, sir. We are happy to hear you today, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Participants, we'll have a 5 minutes break and we'll have the next technical session.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.